We're live for the third time. This time though, I turned down the performance for my iPad, but now just so there's no confliction as far as this thing going through this phone and this iPad, which I had to control via the studio, I am going to put this in airplane mode. So now, this is off. This is only got, hopefully, the Pocket 3 streaming live now. If this thing bumps me off again, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I swear, nothing ever goes right for me. How I ever got into tech, I don't know. But you always got to do so much troubleshooting and technology, it's no surprise that this is the job that I freaking have chosen in life, in the career. Alright, so with any luck, I'm going to put my phone in my bag. I mean, come on, it's Wi-Fi for heaven's sake. Like, it's only got to go a whopping, 3 feet. And the phone's only got to hit a tower over there. I mean, I got 5 bars. Man, nothing, I swear, nothing ever works for me right. I should be like ticked off Vic right now, instead of being ticked off John. Ugh. Technology challenge Tolko. I swear. Anyway, so we're at Mantoloking County Park for the 3rd time this morning, trying to go live. Freaking, I was trying to do a video on how to go live. That's, I don't want to say a fail, but geez, if it should turn into a video called trying to go live and everything that could possibly go wrong does. Because that's what just happened. On the bridge, start recording, trying to go up and over the bridge, connection fails. Try it again a second time, go up onto the bridge, fails. So now, here it is a 3rd time. And I've done this live before. We've gone live with this method in the past, Linda and I, with my cell phone. And I know we have streamed live for at least 20, 30 minutes straight via my phone. And I didn't have to do anything on my iPad in order to pull that off. Now, granted, I did not have, I'm just gonna bring all this crap back to the car real fast so I can sit here with all of you and just complain, because that's what I feel like doing on a Saturday morning. And I don't feel like carrying this bag with me. Would we ever get up and over the bridge? Who knows? Don't know if we'll get up and over the bridge. All right. Anyway. Stupid greenheads too. These things suck. All right. Anyway, so let's put this stuff in the car. I'm going to grab my phone. I shouldn't put it in my back pocket. You know, if I had it by my head, then I could see that the signal wouldn't go through my fat head. But you would think around my, well, yeah, I won't say. It shouldn't make a difference going around to my back pocket, one would think. But who knows? All right, so I'm gonna put that in my front pocket. Spin around. I said, with any luck, maybe, so here we are at the marina, maybe we'll actually get up and over the bridge now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, pup. All right, we're gonna try getting up and over the bridge this time. Maybe we can actually get up by the beach. The cool thing about Mantoloking is the guys don't come up onto the beach, the lifeguards up till 10. Right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so once again, everything that could possibly go wrong while trying to do a video live goes wrong today. As soon as I was about to hit record for the first time, going over the bridge, there was a bridge opening, so I'm just like ready to hit the record button. Ding, 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 ding. Freaking great. Now, of course, trying to go back over the bridge. And we've got the mowers out, mowing on a Saturday morning. These guys, well, Yeah, actually, this is county. So, I guess they're not getting paid overtime because somebody's got to be here to open the bathrooms and stuff. Anyway, so beautiful Mantoloking County Park. Live. Did I mention live on the Osmo Pocket 3? So far, so good. We've got our DJI wireless mic on too, with the noise screen, the wind screen on underneath the shirt. We'll see how loud that mower was. That thing was freaking loud. Wonder how loud it was actually in the video. Like I said, with any luck, we'll get up and over the bridge. This should be fun to see whether or not, I mean, it's not like I got 5G. I only got Edge on my phone. It's a 10. It's a 6-year-old iPhone. I got it in 2010. No, not 2010. What the hell am I talking about? 2019 I got it, right? So it's 6.5 years old. So it shouldn't need line of sight up to the tower. I mean, we got freaking 5 bars on this thing. Right? Let's see. Yeah, we got 5 bars. We're still live streaming, so that's a good thing. So who knows all the silly, stupid stuff that happens with Wi-Fi. Maybe my iPad was interfering with it, I don't know. So the great thing about having the Pocket 3 to go live, you can flip around quite easy. And then, of course, I can use the little joystick to get me back into shot. All right, so far so good. All right, so now we're going under what was the new bridge, or what was. It still is. It's still the new bridge. I don't know, right? You know, I got up at 6:30 in the morning to do this crap. Boy. All right. So anyway, here we go. In case you missed it on the first live shot. So this is the old, the previous Mantoloking bridge, built in 1938. This was actually the 3rd bridge, and then the county park in 2012. All right, so this here is the 3rd Mantoloking bridge. So flip the camera around. So over here, this was the 3rd Mantoloking bridge, built in 1938. This is the new Mantoloking bridge. Notice how it swings out and then goes back. Go check this out on Google Earth. It's pretty funny. It's not as bad as the bridge going over the Raritan Bay, Route 35. That bridge, what a bunch of knuckleheads, whoever freaking designed that, man. If you've ever been on the Route 35 bridge, going between Sayreville and Perth Amboy, it's like you're going up the bridge, and all of a sudden, like halfway up, goes like does this weird off to the side, and then keeps going again. It's like somebody didn't. Somebody was falling asleep during their geometry class and math class. Calculus wasn't their forte, obviously, when they built that bridge. But anyway, so here's where, let's flip around here. So here's a shot. So this is the old bridge. And it's kind of wild when you look at it and you see how wide it is. It really wasn't all that wide. There was just the bike path and the walking path on the right-hand side, similar to the bridge now. But there was no shoulder on that bridge. It's amazing when you look at it now. It's like, it's just a fishing pier. But you look at that and you're like, yeah, that was two-way traffic. And of course, it used to come up Mantoloking Road right there. So the cars would come a lot straighter. Now it's got the curve in the road in order to come up and over the bridge, because we got to swing out to the left and then swing back to the right. So a little history lesson there as far as the history of the Mantoloking bridges. The original one, I think, was built in 1909 or something like that. And then there was a second one, and then this one lasted the longest. I mean, 1938 until 2012, so, or 2010-ish. When I first got my boat, I got my boat in 2002. So this bridge had been here for about 10 years, and I remember stuff. Not that we ever needed a bridge opening. My boat's way too small for that. And also at the time, my boat was over on the Manasquan River. So over on the Manasquan, you don't really have that. If you're to be on the Manasquan River, this is already not coming through the Point Pleasant Canal to get onto the bay. I mean, when I had my boat over on the Manasquan River, we would just go out onto the ocean every single time we got on the boat, pretty much. I mean, there was nothing to break the inlet. You were basically on the ocean in 10 minutes. Here in Brick, Mantoloking area on the Barnegat Bay, you've got to get it's a good 45, oh thank God, freaking car traffic is so loud up here. It's probably a good 45, 50-minute drive to go from our marina over here, over there in the distance, well, not really in the distance, but you can see that little nook over there. That's the F Cove over there, the infamous F Cove. You can check out our channel for videos on that. Or check out our website, noticefearllc.com, noticefear.net. I wrote a nice story. Actually, just Google F Cove, and you'll see my website actually is like the first hit about the F Cove, which is pretty freaking cool. Being just a little YouTuber, that the blog that I wrote about the F Cove, actually, for me, that's an accomplishment. I think that's freaking awesome. All right, so let's get a shot of the good old Barnegat Bay. So all the way in the distance, out that way, is the Route 37 bridge connecting Toms River to Seaside. At night, actually you can see, you probably can't see in the camera. Actually, if I hit this button, yeah, I can zoom in. Of course, now I got to angle down a little bit. Let me angle down. If I just keep zooming in. So all the way out there, you can see like a tower just to the right of the sailboat mast. That is actually Seaside Heights. Those are the rides out there. At night it's cool because you can actually see them. Yeah, at night you can actually see them from here. You can see the fireworks too. And oddly enough, my phone still says we're live streaming, so hopefully we are. So even though the first 2 attempts at live streaming was a fail, this one seems to be working. Of course, I don't have the iPad with me to shut this thing off, but that's beside the point. Maybe that is the point. How's it going? So I don't have the iPad with me, so now we don't have any contention on my phone trying to actually see which things are doing what. It was probably kind of stupid. It's probably pretty stupid trying to get both my Pocket 3 and the iPad working. Of course, that was in the studio.youtube.com website. One of the other things you could do if you want to live stream on YouTube via your mobile phone, you could have somebody at home at the computer waiting for your stream to start, and then they can click and monitor it, almost like somebody live in the field, right? If you had another earbud in or something like that. I don't know if I would actually attempt to have a phone call up and live stream at the same time. You could try it. I mean, if you got a really newer phone with 5G and everything, that probably would work. I'm gonna flip around here. Good. And yeah, So if you got a newer phone, I'm sure this will work a lot better. But I've got, like I said, a 6-year-old iPhone. What I love about the summer, and I'm being totally facetious here, what I love about, there we go, Mantoloking sign. And like I said, I'm being totally facetious when I say this. What I love about summer is all this freaking traffic. You know, like, I live here. So, well, not Mantoloking. I wish I lived in Mantoloking. But I live in this area. And, oh, there we go. Good move. I live in this area, so if we come here in the fall on a Saturday morning, you think there's all this traffic? No way. I feel like I'm in Manhattan right now. I feel like I'm in New York City. There's so much freaking traffic. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to get up here earlier. I mean, my alarm was set for 6:30. But by the time I got out of bed and showered, and you know, I got to look good for the camera. I mean, I'm sure there's at least nobody watching this, so I've got to look good for my audience with my whopping 0 viewers. All right. Anyway, so here we are. Good old Route 35. Look at that shot down Route 35. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Traffic on a Saturday morning. And a few months from now, or a few months prior to this, there would have been nobody here. I wouldn't even have had to have hit this button. I would have been able to crawl across this walkway, this crosswalk, like a baby, with a green light even. But not this morning. Nope. Certainly not this morning. Do. So this is the bad thing about live streaming. You sit here and wait for a traffic light to change. Now, the question is this guy going to hit me as I walk in the crosswalk? Is he even looking? The good news is, it'll be on video. It'll be on YouTube so everyone can see. How long does traffic light could possibly take? Holy good God. You know, I hit the button. I don't know where the heck the monitor is for this stuff. Jeez. Oh, finally, there we go. Yay. Wonder how much bits and bytes we blew on that. That was only a minute of high definition video wasted. All right, so here we are, the beautiful Mantoloking Beach. This house they've been building for over a year now. I think it's 2 people. I think they're 2 professors from Penn State. I think they're both doctors. Bought this house, if I remember correctly. Beautiful house. I've watched it being built for the last 2 years. At least a year and a half, 2 years. So, as I always like to say, it must be nice to have a lot of money. Really nice to have a lot of money. All right. So, the big reveal. Here we go. Saturday morning. I'm gonna have to keep my phone up in the air. Make sure I don't drop the signal. So we'll try to zoom in again. We've got the Army Corps of Engineers dumping, probably doing dredging work at the inlet again. seems like that inlet always needs to be dredged. I don't think it was shoaling over like it was a couple of years ago, but who knows. Oh, a lot of boats out. Oh, look at that. So mid-July, right out there is the Axel Carlson Reef. And you can see there's a lot of fishing boats out there. So everybody's probably out there fleek fishing. That's probably where I should be. But no, I'm not. I am not out there right now because I'm live streaming via my phone. And if you want to see how to do that, oh, this is like, you know, one of those bad infomercials where, like, when you watch the news, it's like, you know what? I don't really worry about it anymore because I get the best night's sleep on my pillow or on my avocado mattress. So this is going to be the shameless plug. I'm not out there because I'm live streaming on YouTube right now via my Osmo Pocket 3 and my cell phone. Yes, I am streaming from this to this over to the towers over there. But if you want to see how to do that, you're going to have to watch my other video. Oh, how many times have you seen that on YouTube? It's like, oh, you're going to make me hang on. It's like watching, you know, episodes on TV where they leave you with a cliffhanger all the time. It's like, oh, now I got to watch another freaking video. I'm convinced that's why nobody comments on my videos. My videos are just so precise and to the point. Nobody's got any questions. They're just perfect. Yeah, right. All right, so we'll head back up the bridge. I'm starting to get hungry. I'm still fasting from Thursday night, so we're going on. Let's see. Let's do the math on that one. I think I ate dinner Thursday night. I did eat late. It was probably like 8 o'clock. So it's only 36 hours. I probably won't eat for another 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll eat breakfast this morning. I can do another shameless plug. And if you want to learn about fasting, check out my other video on what I do. Wow. Kind of shocked. There's no more traffic on 35 coming south. It's quite incredible. Oh, and I get the light fast this time. I just gotta make sure I don't get hit by a freaking car. Get hit by a car and get it on video. Wouldn't that be great? And we're still live streaming, so it seems. Looks like we're still doing good, live stream in progress. So, even though the first 2 attempts failed miserably, the third time's a charm, right? That's what they say. 3 times a charm. This time was definitely a charm. So we've probably been live streaming now, probably for like 30 minutes, over 30 minutes. So we started back at the marina, and we came through Mantoloking County Park, up and over to Mantoloking Bridge, over to the beach of Mantoloking. We started off earlier this morning actually on the old Mantoloking Bridge, the third Mantoloking Bridge. And of course, unfortunately, I had 2 fails, but because the live stream just dropped out for some unknown reason. Although now that I'm thinking about it, and now that this is working so well, live streaming, I'm thinking two things I kind of did wrong. Actually, yeah, 2 things I did wrong. The first thing I did wrong was on my iPad, when I hooked that up via my cell phone, I turned off the low data rate on that. Because in my infinite wisdom, I was thinking, oh, I want to be able to get as much throughput as possible to have the best experience on my iPad as I'm trying to live stream. And my phone, if you go back and look at the video that I'm going to post, as soon as I edit it all up, hopefully I got everything I needed. I had 2 cameras running. My throughput on my phone over the mobile cellular network was something like, I think it was a good 80 megabits per second download and 20 megabits per second upload. So one would think that should have been fine as far as the live stream, because that's going up. I'm not really sending anything back down to the phone. Now the iPad was monitoring the live stream, although I did close it, so it might have still been running in the background. So maybe that was, causing a lot of traffic in the downstream, and then all the acknowledgements going back up might have interfered with the connection and the connectivity between my phone and the iPad. Not to mention, I did change the iPad to not use low data, so it probably had priority over my phone. Of course, my phone's an XR, it's a piece of junk now, since it's over 6 years old. But I'm thinking that was the problem. So what we did the third time was I started the live stream just like I did, just like you'll see in that video. But what I did was, right after that, after I went into studio.youtube.com and I said, hey, go live in the app. Because remember, if you're trying to live stream via your Pocket 3, it isn't just on your phone. You can do it on you can initiate it from your phone, that's fine. And your phone will actually say live streaming. But you gotta actually go into the web browser. You can't do it from the YouTube app. You can't do it from the studio app. It's not there. You need to be on a desktop or from your phone or your iPad and request the desktop site. Don't don't hit it, and when it says, oh, go to the app, don't do that, that's a mistake. Because this feature and functionality is only in the web browser on a desktop computer. So once I initiated it from there and hit the start button, then what I did is on the iPad, I put it into airplane mode, so then it stopped using any data, and then I just went with my phone. Now, of course, when I get back to the marina and get back to the car, let's flip this around. Beautiful Traders Cove Marina. Back at the bridge. See everybody crabbing. Yeah. So she's got a bunker, or he. It's good for crab bait. Good for crab bait. Once I get back to the marina and I stop this video, I'm going to need to go into the studio app and shut it off there also, because it still keeps actually keeping the live stream up. So that's the whole thing. You got to be in the control panel on the desktop. So even though you initiated the stream from the camera and from the app, the Pocket 3 DJI Mimo app, that only gets the stream started feeding up to YouTube. Then you got to go up to YouTube and actually initiate it there and say, okay, like really just like a control room. That's what you got to do. All right. So now we'll get a good shot of actually down Mantoloking Road. So you can see this used to go really straight, but then instead of keep coming straight, it now curves, because right here was the bridge. So if you flip around 180, so here's the bridge, the old bridge, you flip around, down, yeah, you can see it was a lot straighter once upon a time. It's getting warm out too. All right, so come back underneath the new bridge. I'm gonna take my phone out of my pocket just to make sure I've got a good signal the entire time. Now we're under the bridge. I was watching these guys before. They got a good hole. Look at that. That's a kick-ass crab. I was watching those guys earlier. So, yeah, they had a decent amount of crab. That's a good hole. A bushel. You know, it's so much nicer when you don't have all that noise from the road. Hopefully, with the microphone underneath my shirt and the wind thingamajiggy on there, hopefully that wasn't nearly as bad as it sounded to me. It'll just prove how good this DJI Mic 2 actually is. It's a great setup. Which, you know, somebody might say to right now, John, who cares that you can live stream from your Pocket 3? You can just do it from your phone. Isn't that a lot easier? Depends what your definition of easier is. Yes, you can just go into your YouTube Studio app. YouTube Studio makes life real easy. If you want to stream from your phone, you just go into the studio, go live, click, boom, and you're off and streaming. Piece of cake. Problem with that is, especially if you're on your phone, first problem is with your phone, most of the time, you're in vertical mode. So when you go to horizontal mode on your phone, if you want the full screen, that's a little tricky. I mean, I've done it, but it's weird. It's like sometimes when you sit there and say, okay, and you got to do it before you even go live too. So before you even go live, you got to hit and say that you want the video to be in horizontal orientation. You do that, but then the menu doesn't actually go into horizontal mode too, from what I remember. Maybe they changed that, but the older version didn't do that. It would actually stay vertical. So now you got to like look at stuff like sideways and stuff, which was a pain. The other thing is, if you want to monitor yourself, you're shooting back at you, right? And then if you want to use the good lens, like your front lens, and you're switching back and forth between the two of them, you're touching the screen, you're doing all of that kind of stuff. Kind of a pain. Where the Pocket 3, you know, you just hit this one little button on the joystick, and boom, it turns around. It's great. Even I would say it even gives you a cool little like spin around too. So you know you can sit here and be, oh, here's the marina, and double click the button, triple click the button, I should say, and you know it gives you a nice little pan back to you to talk to the camera. But the most important thing is with the DJI setup is the microphone setup, right? That's what makes this setup killer. Because you've got the mic and you sound great. Where with an iPhone, even if you wanted to do the DJI Bluetooth, I've tried that too. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, they still recommend you hooking up to a receiver and stuff into the phone and doing all this stuff. It's just a pain. I mean, you want stuff to work seamlessly. And to me, the Osmo setup, the DJI stuff, is just really awesome. You can't beat it. Should we go down to the pier and see if we've got any crabs in the trap? I emptied it last night. we'll see if we got anything this morning. I'm willing to bet there's probably nothing in here since I pulled this up last night. All right, so this is going to be the fun part. All right, let's see. How do we pull this off with this turned on live, which would be really cool too. But all right, so let's see if we got anything. Nope. I didn't think we'd have anything because I pulled it last night. There was about 4 of them in there last night. I didn't even bait it. So a little bit more humid than yesterday. Yesterday was beautiful. Today, it's 80s. Breeze coming out of the south as always. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning at the Jersey Shore. We managed to finally go, oh, just had some fish jump in here. No, there was fish jumping. It's funny, you can walk by and all of a sudden out of the corner of your eye, it's like, see stuff jumping. And water pressure here is so good that the hoses sometimes burst, especially I guess with some hot weather and stuff. All right, so hopefully everybody enjoyed this for the whopping 1 viewer. Maybe Linda's home watching, I don't know. So now what we'll do is we'll conclude this video by getting the iPad back out. I'm going to slow down my pace and tempo just a little bit. And conclude this video. Wow, that is so cool. I love it. Although, I don't know if I'm enjoying, I don't know if I'm liking having the fun of this thing. How I just had it. Oh, man. All right, let me sit down for a second here. Probably should have sat the other way. Give you guys a decent view of the marina. So we got our camera. Ooh, this is actually perfect right there. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back onto my iPad. I'm going to cross my fingers. We're still live streaming, which is nice. I'm going to put the iPad, I'm going to take it out of airplane mode. With any luck, it hooked back up to my phone. Refreshing, connecting software to the stream. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love it. You know what? I love this so much, I am actually going to record this screen while I'm doing it. I'll actually add this to the old video, or the video that I'm going to be doing. So here we go. So now we've got our preview going. We're recording, nice. And now I'm going to end the stream on the Pocket 3. One last thing, if you hit the orange button on the Pocket 3 right now, it's actually going to record, which is really, really cool. It'll record the internal memory on the Pocket 3. So it doesn't start and stop your actual live stream. It just actually starts recording stuff to the memory card on your Pocket 3. So like right now, I can hit that, and of course, you're not going to see it in the screen. Well, actually, yeah, you're not going to see it in the screen. But what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing live, and in the upper corner, I'm seeing 10 seconds of this video that I just hit, which is really cool. So if you're afraid that, oh, you know what, this is really great stuff, not only do I want this in my live stream, but I want this in 4K onto my Pocket 3. Look at this friggin' fly. You're doing it. So that's what this is doing right now. So I'm going to stop that. So we're good. So we're still live streaming here. We're monitoring it here. And now we still got our live stream going here. So now what I'm going to say, our final goodbyes. So hopefully you enjoyed this morning. Until next time, Captain John from Nordosphere, live from Mantoloking County Park and Traders Cove Marina, out.